Hi everybody and welcome back to another review on Reviews on Tap with me, Nqanawe Live, and right now I'm going to be reviewing Bandersnatch. Bandersnatch is a Black Mirror movie. For those of you who don't know what Black Mirror is a series started on Channel 4, I think, it's a British series started on Channel 4 and then it got bought over by Netflix. So it's now mostly a Netflix original series. It's currently on season 4, there's season 5 coming out sometime either this year or next year. It focuses mostly, it's very small and very short. Each episode is like a short film, and it focuses mostly around technology, tech paranoia, and humans' relationships with technology in essence. But what makes Black Mirror so different from many movies and shows that have actually done that is the fact that Black Mirror tries to close the gap very closely in terms of this is fantasy, this would never happen, and actually this is actually just around the corner of happening, you understand? So that's what Black Mirror is about. It's very scary and very close to something that might be, and in some countries like in China, it is actually starting to be the truth in terms of social credit and stuff like that. Here's the interesting part of the movie is the fact that it's an interactive movie in the sense that you get to choose what your character does. Like those old books from back in the days where you can choose your own adventure. If you want me to carry on reviewing this movie, click yes, and if you want me to stop, click no, and then the storyline is then altered based on your choice. As you can all assume, there are many outcomes. They're like at first they said there were 5 outcomes. I played it, and there's actually way more than 5. It's like maybe 9, 10, or maybe 11. Some are not that very conclusive endings, and then some are very clear that okay, this is an ending now. But in total it's like roughly plus minus 10 endings. Between the beginning and the end of the movie, there's like countless combinations in terms of what your character can do, and it plays like a game in the sense that it loads your progress and it stores it. So if at first you ask me to stop this review and then it leads to a dead end and you come back again, when you get to this particular point, it will be altered a bit in terms of what happened just before this moment at the beginning. So now again, it will still happen almost the same way, but there will be a slight difference in terms of the universe is aware that you have reached this point, sort of like deja vu, because even the characters in the movie itself, they're sort of kind of like, if they meet each other again, they're like, we've met before, even though according to having started over within the movie game, you haven't really met. The first time I watched it, I was like, okay, this is cool, let's see how it's gonna play out. And then I played it and I played it, and then I say play because like I said, it's a movie, but the interactive element of it turns it into a game. And it's also about creating a game that is also about having choices in terms of what your character does, and that may alter, you see, it's like layers. So the first time I was watching it, I was like, okay, this is probably gonna get tired very quickly. And then at a certain point I was like, wait, is this maybe like a huge ass Netflix ad? Is this like Netflix trying to flex their new technology in terms of what they can now do, and they're testing it out? Because they had started testing it out on kids content, but this was the first official movie collaboration they'd ever done. So I was like, is this just a Netflix? Because at some point it kind of does feel like that, because there's a point where you can actually communicate with the character and let them know that you're controlling them via Netflix. And I was like, I wasn't really feeling that part of it. I keep on reiterating that thing about choice, about free will, about the forces out there, or there's it's all been made up, and we're made to believe that we have we have free will, but we actually don't. Our choices are finite and they're already predetermined. It's literally Black Mirror in that sense, because that is what that's Black Mirror's pocket. That's what Black Mirror really does focus on. Not really having free will choice, and in terms of how things may be, and having a technological component into that. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, there's just a certain place you have to get to, kind of gets a bit gimmicky, but then once you pass that, you start unlocking hidden scenes. You played enough times, you start seeing things you've never seen before, you go into places you've never seen, weird endings, some pretty dark sharp ones, some are pretty funny and unexpected, like there's an injection of humor. And it also, you realize that, oh, it's not even in the movie itself, it's not happening in the same universe or timeline or whatever the case is, because there's some places where the endings are like, this couldn't have been in the timeline I was thinking it's in, because of just how this ended. It must be a parallel universe within the movie, and it's very interesting and very very engaging. It's literally just a movie, a game within a movie, or movie within a game, whichever you want to look at it. In the movie itself, there's so many scenes many of us will never get to unlock. I think I'm one of those people. I've unlocked like a lot of them, but I don't think I'll ever get to unlock. I think even months down the year, we'll still hear people saying, oh, someone has unlocked a new, never seen before scene within Black Mirror. And they did mention that like there's a ton of those scenes. There's even a specific scene that they themselves, the creator of Black Mirror, can't access. They literally mentioned that they can't access it. If you don't give it enough time, it can come off as gimmicky and pointless and just a waste of time. And for Black Mirror, for a show like Black Mirror that's very respected, it can come off as, you guys were just trying too hard this time around. But as I mentioned, there's a certain part where you just have to get past that, and you just fall down this rabbit hole where you're like, actually, this is very amazing. This is really, really amazing. And a lot of work and time and money, I'm assuming, went into making this, and it's not anybody who can pull it off. Before I watched Bandersnatch, I was very excited, and I was like, this could open up and like endless possibilities in terms of filmmaking and stuff like that. But then I think for Black Mirror, Bandersnatch, it was cool. I don't think I want to see more movies and more anything that's choose your own character, honestly, unless it's like a book or a game. I don't care for, in film, I don't care for choose your own adventure or in series or in stuff like that. I don't care for that. The same way, like months ago, I used to be very interested in like, oh, if you introduce VR into cinema, it would take it to the next level. I'm not really that interested anymore. It's one of those things where at first it's like cool, and until you come across it and you're like, yeah, for this particular instance it was great, but I don't want to see it again. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share. How far have you gotten? How many outcomes have you reached, etc. and so forth and so on? Have you unlocked anything that you think nobody else has unlocked? Let us know down below. Don't forget to also tag us on Twitter. And that's basically about it, guys. I'll see you in the next video.